Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. How is everybody today? What a beautiful day it is. It is blue skies. There's not a cloud in the sky. We had fog this morning. It's just a beautiful day. I'm sitting outside and I have my beautiful wife over here. She's doing some things. And so today I just want to talk about something that living in the Philippines, what do you need coming to the Philippines as far as vaccines? Do you need to get vaccines if you're coming to the Philippines? Well, last night I have my book. It's inside the house, and I think I can do this video by memory. There are things that you can actually get shots for if you want to go ahead and get shots for before you come to the Philippines. Should you have your vaccines? In some cases, yes. Do you really need them? In some cases, you may do. I checked with my doctor. He said I did not need it, so I did not get any. But I did have these shots before. But remember, depending on what shot it is, it's only good for a few years anyway. I think it's 2 years a shot, like hepatitis A and B. Hepatitis A, food, things like that, contaminations. You need, if you're interested in a shot, you can get a hepatitis A and B shot. It might be beneficial for you to do it. Of course, the typhoid is very important. Another thing that you got to really realize, if you're not updated on your polio shots, you might really need to think about that. Polio outbreak, June 10th of 2019. Now, why do I remember that day? My birthday. So polio outbreak in the Philippines on June the 10th. There's a big outbreak on that. So if you don't have your polio shot, you never had your polio shot, you might need to get that. Another thing they're having a breakout here is measles, and if you've not had your measles shots, of course there's different measles, there's something you might need to think about doing. Of course your chicken pox, things like that. And you have your normal tetanus shots, other shots that can be readily available. But really, if you're going to get a shot, you want shots, and it's really important to come to the Philippines. If it was me, and I'm talking about me personally, anybody else can do whatever they want to do. I would do a hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and then a typhoid. Even a hepatitis A is the same, sometimes does the same as the typhoid, but the typhoid will cover the typhoid itself. Hepatitis A is food and water and things like that. But I would do a hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and do your typhoid. Now your chicken pox shots and all those other things, you should probably already had those in grade school and other shots. Your measles shots, you're more likely you've already had those. But there is some booster shots you can actually take. Each doctor's going to vary on what they tell you what you need to take or not. I went to a doctor, it's my sports doctor. He said I didn't need them. I went to another doctor back before. I wasn't going to live here in the Philippines. I was actually moving to Western Samoa. And he said, well, down there you're going to need these shots. So I went to one doctor, went to another, both agreed, different shots, different things. So, So it depends on the doctor you go to, depends what they say. But for me, I had my hepatitis A, hepatitis B. I had one shot. I forget what it was. I don't remember what it was. It's good for 20 years, he said. And before I came, I went to the doctor, and I asked him, I said, okay, exactly what do I need if I'm coming to my family? I have personal friends, a doctor. And he said, Tom, that country itself has all the shots readily available. He says, you really not really need to be concerned. If you really, you can get there and take the shots. They have them there readily available. Just go to the clinic. And it'll be a lot cheaper doing them here than it would be in the U.S. because some of the shots can get expensive. He says, just come here, go to the clinic, and tell them you want hepatitis A, B, and typhoid shots, and tetanus or whatever. And he said they can do it. And I've had tetanus shots because I've been hurt with, it's tetanus, steel, cuts with steel, metal, and things like that. I've had many of those throughout my life, but where I've cut myself and cut my head and 16 stitches in my head. And this stuff like that. But I guess the most important thing is make sure your polio's up to date, your chicken pox and your measles and things of that nature. Make sure you update on all that. Bring zinc. Zinc is something, a factor that people don't really realize. Zinc and vitamin C. They say it's readily available here, but it's not as readily available as you think it is. But zinc is really a big factor, believe it or not. Zinc can actually help. I had a friend of mine come here, got dengue, and went to the doctor. And the doctor says, what are you taking medicine-wise? You have dengue, but you don't have full-blown dengue. You should have full-blown dengue. You should be in the bed, bedridden. Instead, you're walking around. How are you? And he says, I took zinc. And she says, okay. So zinc is a big factor. I did not realize that. Of course, I've always taken zinc. I don't even know if I can even get it here. It's something I've not looked at. I know that vitamin C is, it's not like you can go at the pharmacy and look on the wall and say vitamin A, B, C, B pollen, all this other stuff. It's not like it like that. It's not like that here. So it's kind of hard to necessarily say, hey, I want this. So, and as you know, the medications and things in the U.S., you can actually get over the counter here in some instances. So it depends. And antibiotics, some of the antibiotics you can actually get here over the counter. Now, even in USA standards, you guys know you can get over the counter antibiotics free. In a lot of instances, some supermarkets like Publix will actually give you free antibiotics with a prescription. And Walmart did it at one time. I don't know if they're still doing it or not. But anyway, you can get free antibiotics in the U.S. And even here in the Philippines, you can get antibiotics here inexpensively. But you have to make sure you're under doctor care. You just can't go take antibiotics, because then it messes up your system whenever you need it and you don't take it. You don't take all of it. You have to take all the antibiotics, right? You guys know that. And that was really the hardest thing for me. I'm feeling better, so I don't need to take them no more. Take a full 7 days, things of that nature. But I just want to say, if you're coming to the Philippines, make sure you do your shots. You may bring some vitamin C, take zinc. There's other stuff that you can actually bring and take. People are going to tell me, my subscribers will tell me what I missed. And so please give me that in the comments. I appreciate it, guys. Just let me know what I missed. But this is kind of impromptu video, because I'm sitting outside enjoying myself, and I haven't done video in probably 4 or 5 days, other than my live stream, because I've really been down and out with that funk that I had with sickness. And me and Dumagetti Expat had the same thing, so we got the funk. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit the like button. And I want to thank everybody, all my valued subscribers.